Hey guys, Rob Hilton here from AG Secure Property Management in Barrie. Today is April 1st, and I first want to send a great level of appreciation to all of our tenants that have already made their rent payments to us this month. I know it's a difficult time. Everybody's wondering exactly what's going on. Well, why don't we start with the facts? Right now, we can see clearly this has become a landlord and tenant issue where the two parties have gone up against each other. This might exactly be the wrong approach that should be taken. I'm a big believer right now we have a landlord and tenant issue where both parties should be coming together and pressuring the government for assistance. Why do I say that? Well, if you look at the province of BC, they've already come out and done a rent subsidy up to $500 a month for each person that needs help on paying their rent. In the province of Ontario, we've had our government say things such as, if it comes down to food or rent, pay your food first. We've heard also, well, you're going to have to pay your rent eventually. And if you don't pay it, you may still end up being evicted in the long term. At the end of the day, lots of things have been said about rent. Tenants shouldn't have to worry about rent. Or maybe they have to worry about rent. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, this rent has to come in. And where is it going to come from? The governments have announced a series of programs of assistance in employment insurance, assistance in GST, assistance in the child tax credit. However, not once have they announced assistance in rent. They've even gone as far as saying for homeowners that are with the top 6 banks, they've negotiated assistance in deferring payments on mortgages. But nothing has yet been done to assist those that need assistance with rent. How about looking at it from the landlord's perspective? Landlords need to pay their mortgage. If they're not with the big 6 banks, they're not necessarily getting assistance. The interest cost is actually being charged to landlords at the same time, so their costs are going up, and the housing still has to be provided with hydro bills and gas bills, insurance bills, property taxes, water, all these different things, and maintenance. I suspect most tenants believe if they go into a grocery store and pick up some bread and butter, they pay for it. Most tenants that live in a rental property believe they should pay for it. We also believe as rental providers, we are running a business. We see big programs announced to support businesses. As much as 75% compensation to business to cover off employees' salaries to help employers keep their employees on. Why has the province not stepped forward and offered the exact same thing to housing providers where tenants cannot afford, due to circumstances beyond their control, to make their rent payment? Why have they not stepped forward and offered our housing providers up to 75% of the rental income that they would have received if they are not receiving it because tenants cannot afford to pay it? Stop looking at this as a landlord issue or a tenant issue. Look at this as a province-wide issue. If we don't solve it, all we can expect is affordable housing will become worse in the future, and that is going to leave investors and tenants in a much worse position than they are today. Raise your voice, make it known to your member of provincial parliament, make your complaints. Don't complain about your landlord, don't complain about your tenant. Complain about the fact that the government needs to come together to give a package that helps landlords and tenants. It is the only thing that's right, it's the only thing that's fair, and it needs to happen soon, because all we hear is that this is going to go on longer than initially expected. That means more pain, more hurt, more animosity, and more of different groups trying to pit landlords and tenants against each other. We need to come together, go to the government, and demand a solution. Do your part. Contact your member of provincial parliament. They're the ones that have the programs. They're the ones responsible for housing. Landlords, tenants, make it clear you need help to work together. Take care, folks. Be safe, social distancing, and for tenants and landlords, make sure you're talking to each other. It's the only way we're going to get through it. Take care.